Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Tim Benz, Steelers' Danny Smith confirms NFL game officials reaching out to coaches over new kickoff rules. There is so much uncertainty about how the NFL's new kickoff rules are going to play out, that NFL game officials have been informally calling special teams coaches on their own, just to make sure certain interpretations are being viewed the same way between the coaches and the men in stripes. That's something I alluded to at breakfast with Benz earlier in the week. And it's something that Pittsburgh Steelers special teams coach Danny Smith confirmed to me Tuesday. Your statement is a fact, and we'll leave it at that because I am not an official, Smith said. I'm going to leave it at that. It is a fact that has happened. In one sense, that's encouraging news because it suggested proactive behavior by the officials and connotes a sense of cooperation between them and the coaches so that both sides aren't surprising each other with how the nuances of the rule changes play out once the ball is kicked off for the preseason in August. In another sense, it's a little disconcerting that the in-game officials feel the need to take that step in the first place. Are there so many loopholes and convoluted nuances to these rules that officials deem it necessary to take such measures? That rules change makes it a challenge for all the special teams coaches in this league, me included, Smith said. It makes you work harder, and I've never been one to run away from work. I run to it. So, it's been a challenge from that standpoint. We'll see how it is on display. As explained by TribLive's Joe Rutter, the NFL is adopting a kickoff format similar to one originally implemented by the most recent iteration of the XFL. The ball will be kicked off from the 35-yard line. The other 10 players on the kicking team will line up at the opposing 40. The opposing return unit will set up between the 30 to 35 in what is being called the setup zone. The returners, no more than 2, with at least 9 blockers, will be stationed in the landing zone, which starts at the goal line and ends at the 20. No player movement is permitted until the ball is caught or touches the ground. A touchback will result in the ball being placed at the 30. A touchback in which the ball hits in the landing zone and rolls out of the end zone will give possession at the 20. The goal is to encourage more kickoff returns while minimizing high-speed, concussion-inducing collisions. You better have a plan, Smith said. You better have players that can execute that plan. It puts a kickoff back into play. You know, it really does. You can fair catch, but it's at the spot. Scoring has been down in the NFL in the last 2 years. Okay, so this play is supposed to get better field position. Better field position is more scoring. We'll see how it all turns out. Steelers special teams captain Miles Killebrew says at least fans are likely to see more returns and fewer touchbacks. The biggest change is that it's actually going to be a play now, Killebrew said. Teams are incentivized to return the ball, and they are taking a lot of the running out of the play itself. Russell Wilson's Fountain of Youth claim will hype up Steelers fans. The Pittsburgh Steelers are preparing for war in the AFC South, but they are attaching their wagon to 8-time Pro Bowler Russell Wilson, a man who is perceived to be on the downside of his career. The dawn of Wilson's time as quarterback in Western Pennsylvania is just months away, a situation being kept on the down low as rumors surface of a secret Justin Fields package. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin's story involving refs also highlights a key problem facing the National Football League. Wilson might not live up to his glory days with the Seahawks, but he does appear to be recapturing his zest for the game according to a recent post. The Steelers' off-season quarterbacking edition said that he feels revived in every way and confident, per Brooke Pryor on X. He spoke about the importance of putting in the work and added that there's no substitute for it, and the part he loves most about the game. Wilson also spoke about how fortunate he is to continue playing football at age 35 for coach Mike Tomlin's Pittsburgh Steelers. He is expected to battle it out with Justin Fields for the QB1 job in Pittsburgh, and their competition could shape the season. Does Wilson have enough in the tank to lead his Steelers back to a Super Bowl or at least a playoff win? Fans seem skeptical on X even after Wilson's recent Steelers admission. "Yeah, gotta be exhausting to fail after an organization gave you all the resources you needed to get the job done and you couldn't," one fan said. "I'd feel revived if I had this get-out-of-jail card too." Another fan had an insightful and perhaps ominous statement that Pittsburgh Steelers fans would do well to take heed. "He said the same stuff before going to Denver, LOL," they said. It's no secret that the Broncos/Wilson marriage did not work out as expected for the ex-Wisconsin Badger star, but one thing is for sure, Wilson has the work ethic and leadership skills to make his mark in the Steel City. Wilson also has a play style that seems far better suited for the new offense he will take part in under coordinator Arthur Smith. One fan clearly appeared more confident than the others, judging by the hilarious GIF picture he posted on X following the video's release. Pittsburgh Steelers land Brandon Aiyuk in insane blockbuster trade proposal. The Pittsburgh Steelers pushed their chips into the middle of the table to upgrade the quarterback position amid the AFC North arms race this offseason, and now have the chance to add a game-altering weapon to Russell Wilson and Justin Fields' supporting cast. While George Pickens provides some explosiveness, averaging a whopping 18.1 yards per reception last season, and Van Jefferson provides some veteran stability, it is easy to pinpoint receiver as the next position that general manager Omar Khan and the Steelers could aim to upgrade this summer. Given that Brandon Aiyuk has been holding out from the San Francisco 49ers offseason program, the 26-year-old could be a prime trade target for Pittsburgh in the coming months. There's little question that Aiyuk's skill set would make him a perfect fit for Wilson and Fields' supporting cast, as well as new coordinator Arthur Smith's offense. Last season, Aiyuk caught 75 passes for a career-high 1,342 yards with 7 touchdowns, while averaging an explosive 17.9 yards per carry. Aiyuk would make an ideal complement opposite Pickens, especially since 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy posted a nearly perfect 126.8 passer rating when targeting Aiyuk, according to Pro Football Focus, while the speedster averaged 4.9 yards after the catch per reception. Bleacher Report's Alex K put together a list of potential Aiyuk trades that could happen before the 2024 NFL season kicks off, including this blockbuster that would send the star wide receiver eastward to western Pennsylvania. Adding Aiyuk into the mix would give Pittsburgh one of the most devastating receiving corps in football, K writes for BR. The wideout has thrived in the same offense as another top-tier talent in Deebo Samuel during their time together in San Francisco and should have no problem continuing to dominate alongside Pickens. A first-round pick should get the 49ers brass listening, while adding in Darnell Washington, the massive tight end who Pittsburgh brought in with the number 93 overall pick last year, could sweeten the pot enough to get a deal done. Washington's rookie stats may not jump off the page, but the raw 6'7", 264-pounder could flourish in head coach Kyle Shanahan's creative San Francisco offense. The 22-year-old would immediately slot in as a capable blocking tight end with the upside to replace George Kittle as a top receiving threat down the line. If the Steelers would be able to pry Aiyuk away for a first-round pick in Washington, Khan and the Steelers would likely make that trade quicker than the time it takes to order a famous Primanti Brothers sandwich. However, it would remain to be seen whether the 49ers would view Washington as the type of player that they'd covet in an Aiyuk trade, given All-Pro George Kittle's presence in the offense. Nevertheless, this is the type of bold move that the Steelers could make to potentially vault closer to the top of the AFC hierarchy that is loaded with premier offenses and legitimate Super Bowl contenders. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.